Hi, this is Dave with Mobile Health Diagnostics. Today we're going to be taking a look at P100 filters. Specifically, we're going to be taking a look at Honeywell's today, but this could apply for pretty much any P100 filter that you would use for a respirator. As you know, if you're using that style of filter, what you're trying to protect against is particulate matter. And so where this applies is either for the end user or it's going to be the person who would be doing the annual fit tests checking. So with a P100 filter, it can be very difficult to determine, really with any cartridge, of if that cartridge is still ready to go or not, in the fact that it might not be okay to be placed into service. And if you're doing respirator fit test checking, a P100 can absolutely determine if you have a really great day or a terrible one. So previously, you would just follow the changeout schedule. Manufacturer recommendations is usually to follow the 3 Ds. Is it damaged? Is it dirty? Is it difficult to breathe through? And as long as those 3 Ds are aligned with, that cartridge is generally good to go. But when we look at the quantitative data of what is actually happening inside of that filter, we can very quickly determine if that filter is working the way it's intending to, or if it should be changed out for a different one. And we'll go over why. So in order to do this testing, you're going to need a P100 filter of whichever brand your preference is, the adapter that would go with that, a hard surface or one with just a slight amount of give. So I'm going to be using my desk today, as well as a piece of plastic. That piece of plastic is going to help form the seal on the backside, so we know that our results are relatively in check. Now, this is not necessarily like a perfect scientific evaluation on that filter. This is going to be able to give you an excellent ballpark to know where you stand with that filter. So let's take a look at the computer screen. I'm going to be running kind of a dual window so you guys can see what's happening as I'm doing it. So we'll open up FitPro Ultra. I'm going to be using a fantastic port account, 8048, and we will take a look at those filters. Now that we have the computer program set up, what you guys are looking at is the real-time setting within the port account. And what that's doing is it's telling me what my immediate cleaning factor is that's happening. Now, where you would normally use this is when somebody is wearing a respirator. You could use this in order to really make sure that the fit looks good before the test is initiated. But by using this with the adapter, we're able to test the P100 filters. So what I've done is I've taken the adapter for the Honeywell, and I've got a known good cartridge and a known bad cartridge. I take that known good cartridge and I'm just going to spin it onto the adapter. I'm going to take this piece of plastic and I'm going to put that down on my hard surface, and I'm just going to take that and I'm going to press that against to make a seal. And I'll show you a picture of what this looks like as I'm doing this, but as we watch the graph, you can see that it starts to climb relatively quickly. And in approximately 10 seconds, I'm going to know very definitively if a P100 is good for service or bad for service. So as that climbs, I really want this P100 filter to really come up to above that kind of 1,000 line, where I'm getting a cleaning factor of approximately 1,000. And this is where sometimes it's going to be a little more helpful to use a softer, like a mouse pad, underneath that piece of plastic, because that's going to form the extra little piece that I need here. And as you can see, the P100 continues to kind of climb until it's approaching that 10,000 cleaning factor, which is going to be about the approximation of where you would want to see a P100 filter. Now, I can tell you that one's good for service. So let's take that one off quickly, and I'm going to change it with the known bad filter. And if I add that in the same way and allow that to reset and put that back down to form a seal, with a known bad filter, you're still going to see it climb, but what we're going to end up learning here is how well it's cleaned. And with this particular filter, because I've tested it before, I know it's going to cap at about 100 times cleaning factor. Now, what do we know about passing factors? Well, for a half face mask, we know that a passing factor is about 100 times cleaning. And for a full face, it's 500. Now, with this particular filter, you can see that the approximate cleaning factor is about 100. So if I were to put that onto a half-face mask, if it was doing its job perfectly, I might still see passing tests. But as soon as I flip over to a full-face mask, it'll be very apparent that there's a problem because I'm unable to achieve the minimum standard of 500 times cleaner than the outside air. So this filter would fool me. I would think if I was doing a half face one day and a full face the next day, that this filter was good to go the whole time, and I'm going to be looking in the wrong places for where the problem is. And as you guys have seen here, in about 10 seconds, I've been able to get through both of those filters. So I could test the entire fleet of my P100s very quickly and be able to determine immediately and with some accuracy whether that filter is good for service or bad for service. And those are kind of the reasons why you would want to add this to your daily check on your port account or whatever device you're using in order to be ready for work the next day. If I'm the person who's wearing a respirator and I wanted to quickly know how my filters are standing up, very quickly, again, with a minimal draw of resources, I could know whether that filter needs to be thrown away and replaced or if it's good to carry on. And in that regard, we can kind of step outside of those 3Ds and have a much more quantitative way of saying this is good, this is bad. And that's just another great tip that you've been getting from us over here at Mobile Health Diagnostics. If you need any assistance with any form of OSHA compliance, whether it be audiometric testing, noise level service, or really anything else, we'd be glad to help you. So go ahead and you can follow the link in the description to where our website is, and we'd be happy to answer any question that you have. So have a great day from us at Mobile Health Diagnostics.